You guys want me to start? You want me to do a first song? Alright, so this is a little introduction. Hi, my name is Andy Bors. I am the vocalist and guitar player for Divorce Horse, and I also make solo music under Bors and formerly as Ducky. This song is called Forevermore, and it's off of Divorce Horse's newest EP, Too Lazy for Punk Rock. It's never been played acoustic, so check it out. I'm here with Narcan. It's gonna be sick.
Void is calling out to the place in your mind. It's always full of doubt. You got to kill it now. You've got to rise and greet the godless serpent with 600 eyes. But I've been trying, realizing that I'm only to blame. Violent detection of an error that is fanning the flames. Pride from my cold dead fingers. Hate will procreate and linger. I've been on that side before, and it pulls you in forevermore. Send it off, yeah. The eternal void knows me by my first name. From all these endless cycles of self-inflicting pain, we all have a choice. It's blinded from our sights, and we all have a voice, no matter the volume, tears in the fight. But I've been trying, realizing that I'm only to blame. Violent detection of an error that is fanning the flame. My cold dead fingers, hate will procreate and linger. I've been on that side before, it pulls you in forevermore, yeah. Forevermore, 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 forevermore. Holy shit, I think I'm crawling towards a breakthrough. I know my life does not exist solely to make do. When stuck between a rock and a hard place, couldn't give myself a fuck to help me save faces. Is it conviction? Do I shout it through the rooftops, or do I hold it in until some further proof drops? It's a flawed design, labyrinth, find mine when you can break through the clouds if you can find the time. But the days grow short, already been 11 years, forgetting every step I took along the way to get me here. And it's a flawed design, labyrinth, find mind when you can break through the clouds if you can find the time. But the days grow short, already been 11 years, forgetting every step I took along the way to get me here. Until the very end, I'll hold light, I'll run.
was fun.
I like how you're reaching over at Thornbush.
Yeah, it's so tight, dude. I didn't even realize I was at Thornbush until right now. I've been good so far, so we'll stay here, dude. I grew up in Canton, Ohio. So I was born January 17th in 1991 at Mercy Medical, and yeah, until I think until 2012, dude. I lived right on the corner of Daffodil and Middle Branch, in Plain Local. So we would always like ride our bikes up the street to Oakwood Square, like go skate up there, or like Alpine Community Park, that little skate park.
The rock in the middle of it?
Yeah, dude, that was home base, dude. It is, yeah. I think Quonset sponsored it. But yeah, I went to Glen Oak High School, lived in Canton for, all told, like what, I think 26 years or something. I've been in Bolivar. I'm 31. Been in Bolivar for the past 5 or 6. So something like that, dude. Yeah. Yeah, lived in North Canton for maybe like 4 years. Then lived in like the Southwest side for a couple years with Keith, who plays guitar in Divorce Horse. And then with my buddy Kevin, my other buddy Evan, we lived on like 12th and Worth Southwest. Which is funny because it's like...
Evan Hargreaves.
No, Evan Greitzer.
Okay.
Yeah. On 2 different occasions I lived with them in 2 different homes. The first time was right on Fairmont, right behind like Harmont Park. And second time was 12th and Worth Southwest. And dude, when we lived on Worth, I was so close to 9th Street and I never went. I just wasn't skating a lot, never went. Which is...
That wasn't much of a thing at that time.
Yeah.
Come around to like, maybe 2015-ish.
Right. And that was like right when I was living there, yeah. It was like, so, actually, this will be like the first time I've gone on record saying this. So,
You don't have to if you don't want to.
no, it's nothing really like, it's not like a big deal or really anything serious. I felt like the music that I was making within like the past year and a half or so was just a lot different. It was a lot different than like when I started Ducky, I just wanted to be like a DJ, right? And so I was just making straight EDM tracks, house, dubstep, yada, yada, yada. And so my view for Ducky was always something in that vein. And oftentimes that ended up not being the case, right? Oftentimes I could be a Ducky acoustic set or this and that. But Ducky just started off as this project where like I wanted to make like electronic dance music and then kind of add my own twist to it. And then like the nickname Ducky kind of just stuck. And people still call me Ducky, and that's totally cool. But for like the 4 new songs that I put out under Boars, and for a lot of the new stuff that I've been writing, it was... The lyrics felt like they were coming from a different place, kind of like a more transparent place. And then the music was a lot different. I was incorporating a lot more like acoustic elements, whether that be real drums instead of like maybe like a dance kit or like an 808, or adding like way more guitar or having sparse instrumentation. But I just felt that like stylistically, the music that I had begun to make solo just wasn't fitting in the mold of what I thought Ducky should be anymore. So I was just like, well, and it felt like kind of like permanent, like I don't know. I just felt like the fun that I'd had with Ducky was over, and I just wanted to start something else to kind of push myself in a new direction and see what could come of it. But I have like a duck tattoo on my arm that Margot gave me, and people still call me Ducky all the time. So it's still my nickname. Yeah, dude, I'll still always be Ducky. I just wanted like I didn't think the music I was making was representative of like putting it under Ducky. Yeah, that's it, baby. No, what's hard for me, because it's like, I don't know, I guess from like from the standpoint of like making music, it's always very much been like a healing and like cathartic thing for me. You know what I mean? And it's just something that's like always tickled my mind. So when I sit down with like my pedal board and I just like throw some effects on, or I'm just looping something or whatever, it always just like, it like does my heart and my soul good to do that. I think for me, for as much music as I've released, I have probably 4 times as much sitting on my laptop. Right? And so I think my problem isn't finding inspiration or getting motivated to start stuff, but it's finishing it. You know, maybe I'll have I have so many songs, dude. Like even on my phone right now. I have so many instrumentals, dude, that are just like chilling. And because then it becomes like, okay, like, do I like this? Do I want to put lyrics over this? If I do want to put lyrics over this, what do I want to sing about, right? And it's one of those things I've struggled so much with, because like a lot of my lyrics are way deeper on surface level than they need to be, and that always hasn't been like. It's almost like subconscious, you know, like when I write words, it's just I'm doing it to get it out and then finding something that rhymes and this and that. And so oftentimes I don't even really know what the songs I write are about until after the fact. But that's what I get hung up the most on, is lyrics, you know? Because it's like, if I'm not writing it for myself, then it's like, what do people want to hear, you know? But most of the time, and that's why it's so easy for me to write the music, because I'm always writing the music for myself. It's awesome that people love it, right? But at the core of that is just like, it fulfills me. Of my entire band career, I'll try to. 8th grade, I was in a band with my buddies Mike Quick, his sister Katie sang, our buddy Tom Hale played rhythm guitar, buddy Miles played drums. We played a quote-unquote show the last day of 8th grade, dude. We played Smells Like Teen Spirit, and we played Sweet Child of Mine. And we had to, like, lobby, like, the fucking principal to let us do it and shit. And, like, had a meeting with him, and, like, our parents came and shit. But we got to shred last day, 8th grade. I don't think we had a name. Shortly after that, maybe, like, 9th grade, I was in a band with my buddy Jay Domer and my buddy Dylan Vincent. I think we were called Forest Hill. And this was really funny, because we were, like, 13 at the time. We played this 8th grader's birthday party. Her name was Allie. And we covered We Are All on Drugs by Weezer. And, like, looking back at it, and just, like, all the parents were probably like, what the hell are these kids doing, dude? But we didn't have any originals, so that was Forest Hill. Shortly after that, I joined a band called Faded from the Start. And I played with those dudes for a while under 2 different names. Like Andy Potter, Zach, Daryl, who I think they go as I Fight Fail today. But I played bass for them as Faded from the Start for a little bit, and then they changed the name to Box the Stars. And then I screamed and played bass in Box the Stars for a little bit. I played bass in 40s, which was a really good local indie band with Keith, who's currently in Divorce Force, my buddy Teddy Todorovsky, and then Will Waller for a while, for like 8 years. From like 2007 to 2014, something like that. I played bass in a hardcore band called Gloriosa Lova back in like 2010 with Chris and Dan Halchins. Prior to that, in like 08, 09, I played guitar in Promise Me Scarlet for a little bit. With Teddy played drums, and then Chris and Dan Halchins were on bass and guitar. Kenny Bauer was on vocals. I currently play bass for the Paris Accord, which is Scott Paris's band. Fucking rips. His music's really good. I guarantee I'm forgetting a bunch. I was in a band with Evan Greitzer and our friend Warren Davidson called Penny Trader. It was super tight. We had some jams. We had some good cuts. And then, what? I feel like, I've done the Ducky thing. There were probably a few other bands where it's like, you know, you get together, you practice a couple times. For a very brief period, dude. When I was working at Quonset Hut, there used to be a local band called Hey Sandy. And we played 40s play shows with them all the time, dude. You know. And they have an album on Spotify called K. You can look it up, Hey Sandy, just the letter K. To this day, it's still one of my favorite albums. But they disbanded, and then I started playing with their guitar player, Ryan Gerard, a dude named Kyle Singleton, and another dude named Brad on drums up in Lakewood. I played bass. We had maybe like 2 or 3 rough demos and never played any shows or anything. It was some of the sickest music, dude. Like, it was so cool. It was like dark indie, like reminded me of like Interpol and like The National, but just like way catchier. It was tight. Like Deep Sea Arcade, that shit was sweet. Yeah, I'm 31 now. I've been in bands since I was like 13 or 14, dude, you know? Like, I remember, to this day, like, so I wanted to get a bass real bad, and I'm left-handed. So, like, I write left-handed, I throw left-handed, so I thought I needed to learn how to play bass left-handed. So I ordered this, like, starter kit. It's like a Rogue left-handed 4-string bass from like a mail order, like Musician's Friend or something. And the day it was supposed to get there, it didn't come, and I was like heartbroken. So my mom's calling all around trying to find a local music store with like a left-handed bass, and we find ourselves at Canton Music Center. And their owner at the time, Daryl, R.I.P., he was like talking to me about me being left-handed and stuff. And I'll always remember, dude, he was like, hey, come here real quick. And so I did. And he was like, shake my hand. And so I did. And he was like, hey, man, he was like, You know, I asked you to walk towards me and you led with your right foot. I asked you to shake my hand and you stuck your right hand out. You might be ambidextrous. You should try it out. Try learning how to play right-handed, you know? And then I did, and for a couple months I really hated it, dude, because it just, like, this felt more natural. But now, like, that I've committed to right-handed, I can't play left-handed at all, which is super, super weird. Yeah, but yeah, that was so long ago, man. And then I started playing guitar, in like 9th or 10th, 8th or 9th grade, maybe. My buddy, the same dude, Tom Hale, he let me borrow like a Black Squire Strat. And I just remember finding out what drop D was and playing like POD and like Linkin Park and stuff, dude. It's so sick. Just shredding so loud in my room, probably driving my parents nuts. Just listening to the loudest shit, playing the loudest guitar. I used to put my guitar amp like in my window and just crank it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. It's hard to say, man, you know, and I think maybe, honestly, you know, one of the large reasons why it's hard for me to say is that I'm just, like, at this point in my life, kind of removed from it, and I have so much love for downtown Canton, but it's like I don't drink, I haven't drank for quite a while, so I don't find myself down there too often unless it's to catch a show. I think that as long as people find a release in making music, that music will find a way to the ears of listeners who are, like, inquiring, right? And so whether that takes place at a local bar that harbors some phenomenal up-and-coming bands, whether that takes place on a street corner, whether that takes place in a house with 20 to 30 of your closest friends, like, people that have a drive to create music and that have a drive to have that music heard are going to continue to do so. It is a shame to lose something like Buzzbin, you know, because that, like, fuck, dude. I mean, I worked there 8 years ago. I think I played my first Ducky show there. First Divorce Horse show was there. I think it might have been at Oracle. But, I mean, yeah, it sucks, you know? But it's just like, and that's just one of the far-reaching things of, like, the pandemic, you know? And just being closed and how hard, like, it's been for so many of those places. Luckily, some places still are going. Like, the Oracle rips. We just had a show there last week. The place is awesome. The sound's great. Like, the people that work there are great. So, it's like, maybe you'll start to see some more shows there. You'll definitely start to see, I've already begun to see online, like, come to the spot, jam night, this and that, you know? So, it's already coming up, down in, I think, like, literally right next to Conotton Valley High School. It might be Bowerston, but it might not be. So, Jeremy Toole, if you ever watch this, don't yell at me. But my buddy Jeremy Toole lives down there. It's right by Conotton Valley. And it's almost like a compound, dude. Like, his family has some property. And over the course of the past 5 or 6 years, they've started having these things called shack shows. And so Jeremy's like a super, super accomplished wrestler. Like an amateur wrestler, amateur professional wrestler. And he has like a super sick wrestling rink there. So we'll have bands play, and then there will be like amateur wrestling matches and shit.
I think I went there.
Yeah.
To see Northcoast Shakedown.
Yeah, probably. They've played there a bunch. We've played there a handful of times, dude. Yeah, that place is cool. So, like, you know, for the scene, like, that's been a really cool spot for the scene, dude. But as far as, like, Canton goes, yeah, like, I don't know. If you build it, they'll come. You know what I mean? Like, I think people in a position of power downtown recognize the need for something like that. So we'll see what comes of it, dude. You know? But yeah, it's like, I definitely think you'll start to see other things pop up, and maybe some of those other things will last, maybe some of them won't, but yeah, I think when there's a need, dude, you see people throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. And eventually some really good stuff does, you know? Let me think, dude. I mean, there's stuff in the line, but that's like the other thing about being an adult too, is that it's like to do, at least in regards to the Boar stuff. So, Divorce Horse, we have some new material written. We don't currently have anything booked. However, depending on when this comes out, our drummer Josh is also in another killer blues rock band called Urban Honey. They're playing Lockport on July 16th, which I think is this coming Saturday. Something like that. I have an album coming, solo album. It'll be like the first Boars release. 4 of the singles are currently on streaming services worldwide, so like Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, pretty much any and everywhere you can stream music. There's 4 songs up now. The release will probably be like 10 to 12 songs, and I think the 4 that are up now are really a good, like, cohesive mixture. You know, you kind of get a taste of everything. So I have like those up. My buddy David Kaplinger is doing the mixing and mastering from Soothsayer Audio. He rips. We have like half the album done. We got another half of it to go. I just did a video with Hey Monet and Scott Paris. We did You Get What You Give by New Radicals. That'll be coming out, I think, next week. Other than that, dude, Divorce Horse, yeah, we want to record. We want to record some more new tunes. I'm always recording stuff. I'm kind of getting to the point where it's like, instead of, it's been a while since I've released anything, so I'm thinking about starting to just release a ton of demos at like a way quicker kind of rate, and then like to kind of get people stoked on the album, you know. So it probably won't be anything that'll be on the album, and it won't be production-wise as good, but I just have so much stuff sitting, so it's like, why not do something with it, you know? But yeah, other than that, man, no, it's pretty nice, dude. It's, you know, I think, I don't know, like when I was younger, I wanted to just tour like 9-10 months out of the year, play shows every night and stuff. But I think the life I have now is a lot better. I don't think I'd be cut out for that, you know? And so it's nice to just like get together with the dudes and just fucking shred, or like have a studio in the basement. But it's nice to do it for the love of doing it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if I ever put myself in a position where it was like, okay, there's no more safety net, it's music. You have to make music work. I would probably fucking not enjoy doing it as much as I do anymore, you know? Like, dude, the show we played at the Oracle the other night was so much fun. Was it our best show? No. Was it my best show? Hell no, dude, you know? But it was just so much fun. And that's the whole thing, dude. Like, if it's not fun, why the fuck does anybody do it? You know? And so that's kind of like my mantra when it comes to this stuff. And I find that the more I adhere to that, the better my music becomes. When I just kind of, like earlier, you know, when I was talking about my lyrics and about how, well, I don't know what people want to hear and shit, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if I just write what's true to myself, somebody's going to connect with it. So I just need to kind of get back to doing that more. Yeah, dude.
Thanks for sitting down with this stuff.
Hell yeah, dude, it's fun. Yeah, good vibe too, man. Absolutely. I'm going to do one more real quick. Yeah, dude. Let's see. This is in standard tuning. Alright, we'll try this out. This is a song called Of All Endless Possible Combinations. It's a solo song that I released as Boars, which stands for Becoming Our Realest Selves. Coincidentally, also my last name. Who would have thought? It's crazy.
I think the reason why we feel at all is so we can get by. And I don't know if there is truth to that, but I'll keep up my pace and I'll accept the fact that all we are is rock inside a bowl of cosmic soup. Somehow we have our souls dictating what the best thing we should do is to ensure that we will get through. And we're all doing the best that we can. It takes a lot to see it to the end. We're all doing the best that we can. It takes a lot to see it to the end. Everybody jump, gotta get the fuck up. If you haven't heard this one before, go. Of all endless possible combinations, something inside this web we weave led me to your creation. You're the freak I need, and this frequency is turning out to be the tuning I need to breathe. And of all endless possible combinations, say I love you, baby, and I don't think we need to fight. lady. I'd rather spend all night misbehaving. The way that humans react in sudden circumstance is certainly not based in fact, nor is it based in chance. And the years go by and you recall the face, but the memories are from a past erased from mine to cope with the now. I'm finding hope in this somehow, and the meaning alone is enough to know that in you I found a home, and I would love to grow. And we're all doing the best that we can, and it takes a lot to see you to the end. We're all doing the best that we can, and it takes a lot to see it to the end. Ooh. We're all doing the best that we can. It takes a lot to see it to the end.
What other questions do we have for this little fella?